So there's an important aspect of this particular task. If you remember, the prompt to your group was list behaviors. Now, if you look at these two examples here, the groups that completed these examples completed a long list of positives and a long list of negative behaviors that they see out of their kids. In fact, one of the groups actually listed more positives than negatives. I will tell you that that's an unusual experience. More often than not, groups will list mostly negatives. Sometimes groups will only list negatives. Sometimes groups will enter into a conversation about whether they're supposed to do positives or negatives. The instructions are purposely vague because it's important here to talk about the struggle that we have as humans to sometimes recognize positive behaviors and emphasize positive behaviors. It's also very important that if you're going to have a trauma-informed system, you have to be able to recognize the positives. Otherwise, all you're doing is being punitive and trying to reduce the negatives. You've got to be able to see the positives. So it's important in this exercise not only to talk about some of these behaviors, which we do later on in the training, but it's important to get your participants to explore within themselves why their emphasis was on the positives and not the negatives, or more likely why it was on the negatives and not the positives.